How's things?
Really good actually, yeah. Yeah, really good.
Been getting out a little bit by the looks of it?
Yeah, pretty much trying to go 3 times a week to the range and then playing on the weekends when I can. But
Yeah.
everything's going really well. Really well, yeah. Like the only issue is obviously it's my driver's the only issue that I've got at the moment.
Okay.
With the new swing, it's definitely better.
Yeah.
I still got this, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm just coming over, what the occasional like, amazing, 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 oh, why are you going over there?
Okay.
So I don't know if it's me, just,
Possibly.
maybe, but you'll see anyway. But other than that,
So it's a bit of a pull hook, pull draw.
yeah, it kind of like starts and just goes.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, like 7 wood's fine, 3 wood, 4 out, 5 are great, and then occasionally it might turn over a little bit. But perfect, yeah, really going really well.
Brilliant. Let's keep the progress going.
That's really good. So
I'll let you go for a few just to get yourself loosened up and into it, and then we'll check things out. Have you got any big games in the diary? Anything come out that you're
no, I'm playing tomorrow at Hardy Whitney, but other than that, it's if when possible. Yeah, it's that kind of year now.
It's grind time, isn't it now?
Yeah,
it's grind time.
Your range.
And you got all your videos okay last time on?
Amazing, yeah, no, really well, yeah, thank you. Yeah, they just really well.
Perfect.
This is what I'm obsessed with.
Great. Attack. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Just not hitting it. Even the chips is like nothing's going flat.
No flop shots.
No.
Heavy ground strikes. And do you feel a little bit freer through the ball? Feel
Yeah.
you can turn a little bit better and a little bit more.
100%. Yeah.
To go through it. Yeah.
I'm still struggling, unlike the last bit. Once I get to the ball, it's still a little bit closed.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to. I think that's what maybe my driver trying to open up too much and it's coming around too quick.
Maybe. Or so. I'd be surprised if you had too much rotation through the ball.
Yeah.
But more what you said, when you used to have the old spine angle going this way, which we need to double check.
Yeah.
The reaction to the spine angle tipping towards the target, now you want to deliver up strike. So you're naturally going to want to deliver a spine angle more away from target. And if you're busy sorting your laterals out, it's quite difficult to rotate, in which case if it goes left, it could be that you're over the top of the shut face, but it could mean that you're actually slightly inside out. With a face which is closed enough to send it left. Like that one, you swung your club path 1.5 to the right, but because the face was 7 degrees shut, it started left.
Yeah.
So our mindset is like, oh, I must have come over the top, but actually you were inside outside with a shut face. So
That's why technology is so good.
so helpful. So helpful. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Nice. Well done. Good swing.
Yeah, even if I hit a bad shot on the course now, it's usually pretty straight still.
Yeah.
And it might be 10 yards short, but it's like not thin because I'm not thin anymore, but it's not quite perfect. But it's still like
Groove low.
yeah, the misses are still great.
Yeah.
Which is really very helpful.
Good misses. It's the aim of the game, mate.
Yeah.
The aim of the game. A couple of videos. In a general sense, you just look way more through it. Like it's not, the be all and end all of technical advice, but it just looks better. Looks more balanced.
It feels like I'm getting through the ball a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, still in it, but I'm still like, it only been a month, so I've changed it. Still like, get to the ball, bend your knees, here. It's not quite, it's so inbuilt now, but it's not inbuilt to the point where I don't need to think yet.
So, my opinion on that is that obviously it will take time. It takes a while for it to go through the different stages. So, can you do it in here with me where it's supervised and I can tell you, someone tweak this, tweak that?
Yeah.
can you then do it on your own when it's unsupervised? Can you then do it on the golf course when it's out of competition? Can you then do it in competition? And then can you do it in front of people who aren't your golf coach? But for me, I don't think I've ever had a good or bad round where I've shot 10 over or 7 under, where there hasn't been some kind of swing thought happening. And I think people are in this kind of like this mindset of one day they're going to get to this point where Simon plays in the morning, he just strolls out and he thinks about the the beak he's going to hit later on. He doesn't actually think about his golf swing and shoots double par. Never happens. But there's basically maybe this time when you go from playing this kind of like join the dots up and playing a bit of a word search with the swing to then going, this is the feel that develops A, B, and C. Rather than thinking, do this, do that, do this. It's like, if I think about this picture of my swing, I get those things done. And that's the good part. But there'll always be a sensation.
I remember the pros who said, like, we all have swing courts, but they were like, just one, I'm just concentrating on one thing today, kind of thing. So there's always something, you say, there's always something going on today.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely go for a couple more to get these videos uploaded. That's good, son. That's good.
Yeah, just
like it.
It's like anything as well. Like just more. I'm not thinking about things the faster I get. So it's like I'm trying to not over rotate his head and not speed up and just let the body kind of the trunk do its thing.
Love that. Have you come across any fields when you've done your practice? Can you anything at all? Doesn't have to
especially when I'm at the range, I'm still trying to get that hip back and round. To there. And what's important for me is, like, especially with the longer the clubs, to go around.
Join it up.
Not fall back and turn.
I think when you fall back, it's always because you fall forward first. So it's a balancing act method. So hoping we'll look at these in a second. Just do one more for me, and then we'll double check, see if we need to do a little bit more backswing or whether we can go follow through. I mean, you're hitting it great. Your yardage is up the left. You've gone 135, 135, 133, 139, 139, 133, 135.
We'll take them all.
Dialed in.
Yeah, I mean,
dialed in.
So good. Like,
it's brilliant.
Everything's getting there. It's only like say, like when you get to maybe like the longer the club, like it'll be a bit more. But it's not like it's far away. I've left the green and hit before, and I was just left. I'm going to chip up and putt, right?
I think our perception of the miss is obviously a little bit wider with the forehand rather than the ninehand, but certainly with the problems that you've had, the longer irons will dislike that kind of pattern the most. The driver will hate it because it's flipped towards, it's tipped back, it might get overly flat on the way down, flipped over and turned to the left. So the driver will be the last one to behave itself, but when you really get it with the driver, that's when you'll text me and say, I shot 5 over par, 3 over par, whatever it might be. It might be like your best round, and that'll be the day when I think when the driver clicks, the rest of it will click. And I think in the early stages, it's like, okay, well, can I do it with a pitch dimension and 9-iron? Can I deliver the mechanics? Because then when I use a 5-iron and there's more force and energy going through the golf club, I need to make sure my mechanics are literally strong enough to deliver enough force on the golf club to stop the club head from kicking into a place I don't want it to kick. Does that make sense? So it's like bicycle carrying a 2 kilogram weight versus a 10 kilogram weight. You can make sure the foundations are strong enough. So let's have a little peek from face on first. See where things are. Thoughts?
Much better than my old swing.
Better, definitely. Much better.
I'm trying to keep that so that stops going that, trying to keep it as much as I can in that one place.
It's literally the tiny bit of movement right at the end. But compared to where you were,
and did the ball drill at home. And Mrs. like, why have you got a giant ball upstairs now? Don't worry about that.
Leave me alone.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. I do it with the saucepan in the kitchen when I'm making dinner and stuff. It's embarrassing. So getting much better, and certainly there's way more rotation, which is fantastic. One of the key parts we'd like to work on to again encourage more rotation during your downswing would really be to encourage it by not actually working on it directly, but by getting your right arm just a little bit more connected.
Yep.
So there's a little less arm lift. So one of the knock-on effects of being where you were was when you're swinging up and your spine is tipping and moving towards target, it tends to create quite a steep arm pitch at the top, which inevitably you can't turn like this to the at the top, so that's why you start to move more that way and have a bit of release. The dream would be that when you start to get into the backswing where the chest is actually a little bit more behind the pelvis, so less exaggerated, you can actually feel the arms get a little bit lower, in which case you can think about almost pure rotation, and actually the shaft doesn't get kicked over steep, and it gives you the consistent push draw feel with the late low point. So you almost have to, work on the quality of the rotation and less sway, but then it's just a bit of symptom management to get you a bit more connected, in which case it would just lend itself to rotating all the way down.
Cool.
So all we're going to do, if you get to that ball for me.
Cool. I've got 9 ones, all right.
9 one's fine for the first few, yeah.
Is this the whole kind of called drop it in the pocket kind of thing there?
Yeah, yes. I want it to be more connected on the way up there.
Fact.
Yeah, on the way up. So you could shift your feet a smidge wider and get a little bit further away, son. Because when the shaft gets shallower, it will kick out a little bit longer. So if you're too close, it won't feel very good. Okay. So if you make your move back to it, just start very slowly. So there, where your right arm has gone behind the seam on your shirt, is often because this isn't working hard enough. Yeah. So that has to work hard.
Okay.
Now this is good. We can start to relax the forearm. Perfect. The visit the shoulder is a little bit more into external rotation versus internal rotation.
Okay.
Yeah. So just feel as if that right arm's a little bit more folded, and then just swing through. You don't hit the ball, but just swing through on a couple. Good. It'll feel quite restrictive at first, but actually it'll feel a lot more compact. Love it. Yeah, swing through. Good man. Hold that. Love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thoughts, feels?
Feels good. Yeah. It's just not going so. I always felt like I did too high anyway. Yeah. But it's just getting that in your brain of like, there.
Because the pelvis is so much better. It's like from where you were when you had sideways movement of the pelvis, that was good, and not enough turn.
Yep.
It's like its employees had to pick up the slack because the pelvis wasn't working hard enough. Whereas,
you need to get around there, mate. Like.
Yeah, the arms are just trying to create energy because you're trying to swing it up fast. Swing it up longer so you create speed because the lower half is quite static or tipping rather than turning. The work we did with the pelvis meant that the engine is working harder. You kind of tuned it up a little bit, so you get 300 horsepower rather than 200, and then it means that the transmission doesn't have to take as much of the load, doesn't have to work as hard.
Yep.
Yeah. So we get the trunk and everything to work a bit more. Yes. Love it. Swing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Because imagine swinging like that with driver.
Yeah.
Well, we need the slightly flatter swing plane. You would need to lower turn. There's going to be a few different things to try and turn up. Yeah. Love it, Simon. Love it. Can you do a little freezer? So address the ball. Feeling a little bit further away, a little bit wider. Everything you just did. And then all I want you to do is do a little freezer up to the top. And I want you to chip it through. It doesn't matter where it goes, just chip it through. Good. Excellent. And just do a couple of those for me in a row. So a little freezer. Good, turn through. Love it. Well done. Instant thought speeds there, something?
It doesn't. I don't think it'd be too difficult for me to get there. It doesn't feel like I'm going to struggle to do this change.
Yeah.
It feels like I can get there, I can just work on that quite happily. It's not going to be something that's going to be like, trying, I can't get there. Like.
Yeah, my opinion with that, and if that ever happens with a change, is often you'll be trying to change something which is symptomatic of something else. So if it's symptomatic, it's happening to balance something else off. So if you stop that symptom, the cause is still happening, so you're constantly kind of like between a rock and a hard place because your body is actually helping it. For example, if you've got the face extremely shut, and then you early extend it to offer the face more square. If you don't early extend, it will snap hook it.
Yeah.
So for as long as the snap hook was the outcome, you would want to early extend to not snap hook it. So instead you would work on the face angle, then it wouldn't be as difficult to fix the early extension.
Yeah.
So your point of view is like, okay, well I've gone from having more lateral movement of my pelvis, having more tip towards target at the top, that caused my high arms. But now I'm not tipping towards target, and actually I can keep my right arm more connected, and I hit it just as good.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So it's like, you did the hard work, now this is the fun part of let's just kind of ease some of the symptoms.
Build it back in again.
Yeah, and this change will particularly help the longer end of the bag.
Yeah.
So like 7 iron and longer will start to feel better.
Yeah.
Go for one more now, I'll show you one of those last ones. Another little freezer, sounds great. What do you think on the screen there? It's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Just a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, on the left-hand side, you've actually got, I know it's very, very small, but you've actually got a little less rotation on this left-hand side than you do on this right-hand side. See a little bit of daylight in between your kneecaps.
Yeah.
Right pocket looks a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So we've got more turn just by thinking about something else. So
Yeah.
a slight knock-on effect.
Yeah. Almost feels like good. I'm being a lower. Body seems to wants to turn
Big
more.
time. Big time. Yep, absolutely. So the chap on the left is disconnected, but he's turning better.
Yeah.
So what he has to do now is try to basically reconnect that right arm to knock him over the top. So your leftness
Yeah.
is not over the top.
Okay.
It's almost the opposite. It's dropping quite heavily inside the hand here. See how that club head is dropping inside the hand line?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would swing inside or neutral, but you can see there how your shoulders are still close to your target line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so often when people hit it left, they think, oh, it must be overturning.
Yeah.
I reckon it's maybe 20% of the cases that's actually true. It's often where you have a path which is around neutral, or it could be to the right, but a face which is too close for whatever reason. And that's going to drive most of your start line. Putting, you probably already know this, but putting, I think the face angle dictates about 94% of your ball start line. So you can work on stroke all you like, and stroke could influence your ability to control the face. But if your face management is out with putting, you'll find it really hard to ball start the line.
Yeah.
And it's the same as the club loses loft, the face angle becomes more and more important. So really good turn. Now the job, and I think you felt it in this last couple, would be that actually you can start to clear the left side out more. You can start to pull the left shoulder out more because you'd almost pull the handle on this like angular force, so it would pull out towards the ball in this kind of direction. And the shaft, hopefully, will almost just line up with that line. See that hand's moved down that line? Yeah? So this is your angular force coming through the shaft. This would generally, if you keep turning, this would stop that club from over shallowing. And you could rotate a lot more left. This is actually just before you've ripped the last two. This was just before that. So the club just drops underneath plane at the end because we're not turning, but it's only because I told you to do one thing.
Yep.
Nothing like that. So you generally are moving it much, much better in a transition. If you kept turning there, you'd flush it, and you could fade it, draw it just by changing ball position and release. It's a great spot. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Awesome.
Love it. So let's do 5 or 6 more of those freezers, just so you get a feel of it. Unreal. Yeah. Unreal.
You just come play golf with me every time. Not easy. Not easy.
You can do it all on your own, mate. It's all good. More than capable.
Super.
So give me a little freezer at the top, ball to the top. So the long term, great structure, just a little bit more in front of you, that right shoulder. So hips good, that's it, yeah, perfect, there, perfect, fantastic. Now from there, your real thought is as this handle is moving out towards the ball, this shallows the shaft. The long term goal would be to get Simon turning as you apply that force on the handle. Good, keep turning, push.
So it gives you that open, when I hit so more flat. So not closed when I hit you mean.
Correct.
So more like
More rotation for strike. So usually we'll see an increase in putter speed. It's easier to move the low point later at the same time. And we'll actually hit it left.
perfect.
Because you have more control over your face.
Lovely.
So even though it feels as if you'll hit it more left, it's actually the polar opposite.
Such a weird thing about this Filbert's wheel, isn't it? Where, oh, I'm throwing it over the top. Like, oh, you're not.
Nope.
You might think you are, but
That's why videos are so key. You know, when you watch these videos back, and
Yeah.
if you film yourself and you do your practice, it's like a lot of the time it's either a concept change, mechanical change, or the feel is completely different to the real. So you misdiagnose basically. You go, I think I'm coming over the top and that right goes left, but actually it's like the anti over the top. Do you know what I mean? It's like you kind of start changing things that don't need to be changed. Well done. Brilliant. Brilliant. I like this. Doing well.
yeah, it's great.
Yes.
Certainly, these clubs, like, as soon as you hit a ball like that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So that sweet spot's so nice.
Yeah. It's nice to see a lot more people playing balls now because Paul Waring had a good round the other day as well.
Yeah, look at that.
Ridiculous.
I think you use Wilson Triumph golf balls.
Oh yeah.
It's like £25 a dozen. Like, ridiculous. And they don't just like whatever you want.
Yeah. Bear in mind, what pro these now? 50 quid a dozen? A bit more than that? 55?
Maybe a bit on the spenny side.
That's insane.
Maybe I've got one day, but I'll stop using it.
You need more ammo than less ammo. So what I want you to do now is you're going to keep your right hand on the golf club, take your left hand off. So take your left hand off, wrap it on the outside of your right elbow. That's it, perfect. So this right elbow is designed to have more fold to it. Give me a little bicep cut. Keep coming back, just a little bicep cut. That's it, good. and it can rotate. Same time. Yeah, good. So that, yeah. So it's less with the forearm, but you'll feel that it can actually move a little freer rather than it that way. You would retract this arm behind you too much. Yeah. It'll actually not rotate or fold it aggressively.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to feel as if you put your left hand on the outside, it can rotate and it can fold, but it doesn't have to be pulled behind you. Yeah. So you're going to keep a little bit of pressure on the outside of the elbow. That's it. Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. And then just don't adjust the ball, but adjust a little practice swing. Do the same thing, and then just let the club swing through. Let the force of the club head swing it past you. Yeah. Great. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
So there's one of he's checked about chipping out with one hand.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not too good for me, I think. I see
I'll make it a little bit easier for myself than used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you feeling anything when you do that?
I feel like I'm actually a bit. This is staying low. I don't feel like I'm going like miles away. I feel like I'm getting to like this. All feels like it's moving way more than my arms. They just seem to get in position.
Yeah.
And just want to go straight through.
Yeah.
I'm not worried too much about getting my arms out there. It's
Exactly.
body's just lending it to where it's got to be.
Yeah. The body really kind of drives the hands and kind of tells them where to go. Hence why we did fix the tip and get you turning first, so that then when the arms are still going up, it's like now the arms can actually move around. But when you're tipping, they will always want to pitch too high. So it's like fix the tip, and then it's like, oh, okay, let's fill up. But now we can actually get here, and that's when it's great when you say it feels like it's actually quite easy to change it because it suits the rest of the pattern, if you like.
Yep.
So let's nudge a couple more away with that feel.
It's weird how I use two hands.
Stick to the wall.
Yeah.
Nice, well done. So the ones that get a little bit heely, just to be wary of them, ones that get a little bit heely are when you get in this good position here, and then it's still just too much of the lowering and the club shallowing. Or when the club gets a bit shallow, it can sometimes play a little bit longer. Whereas if you have the arms in a good position and you make the rotation how you start your downswing, that will keep the hands moving in the right spot, and that will kind of keep the club head moving along the line of the shaft, rather than the club head falling off the line of the shaft. Does that make sense? Because if I have more of this kind of handle track towards the ball, the energy in the club head kind of falls in line a lot better. It doesn't want to fall off plane. Sure. It's really just a question of just keep turning through it. Yeah, good. And you'll feel as if the turn can happen really early and almost be fairly aggressive at the same time. Nice, 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 nice.
Yeah, so old stop, don't cast it, get your body going.
Yeah. When things are connected, it feels as if that can happen though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And almost feels as if it needs to happen to hit it, same yardage as you were earlier on. Great. Nice, well done. Well done. So, bit different.
Yeah.
That's a bit different.
0.3.
Compared to unbelievable difference. Unbelievable difference. So the idea is that if you had a handle track from here down to the ball, you can imagine how, because the shaft is off plane, which isn't always a bad thing, but when you're across the line and you don't have enough rotation left to match that up, it can make it quite difficult to manage it. So staying across but get you to turn more would be a lot more difficult than just getting the backswing to a good spot. You feel as if you can match it up easier with the new swing.
Sure.
And you can imagine that if you had your kind of force moving along this line, then the head would likely shallow out too much on the way down. Whereas when you've got a slightly deeper line and the shaft is bang on it, you can get the handle to move along that line. So let's see how old we are now. So you can get the handle to move along it, and the shaft would again stay pretty much on plane. Better? So this one. That's fantastic. So it's on a much easier plane to manage rather than a slightly more complicated line on the left, where it's almost like steep in the transition, that clear that line through that shaft.
Yeah.
But the tricky part is that you get shallow late. So it's like the shaft is constantly tipping. So you're like here and then that way. Okay. Yeah, which is hard to manage. Whereas when it's there, that shaft can just get delivered along a much more consistent plane.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to drop or tip or do anything that we don't want it to do.
Cool. It's great. Lets your body do the work really.
Yeah.
It's in a way and just you go.
Yeah, exactly. It does make the arms of the club more of the kind of transmission of the power into the club head. But the body is really driving where the handle goes, and that's driving where the energy goes.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Should we do some longer clubs?
Yeah.
Change up?
Which one is?
Let's do 6 for just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then do you want to drive?
Yeah. I'd love to do.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Normally I've got 2 drivers, but I've got the big.
What about the peak?
Yeah, mini driver. When that wasn't working, I went to the mini.
Okay.
And now, I kind of want the big one to work though. If that makes sense.
Of course we do. Oof.
Yeah, nice.
Clicky. No problem. Do that.
Full swing?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe 1 or 2 freezes to start off with, just to feel it, and then go full speed.
Chip 6.
Well done. Great body turn on the way down there as well.
Yeah, that's much better.
Superb. What are your goals for next year?
Golf wise, if there's a 5 in front of my handicap, I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Not 5-0, but yeah, 5 would be great. But
Yeah. Fine.
7.7 now.
Yeah.
It's reasonable. Just drilling it in.
Yeah.
I had to break 75. I've done it. I've shot 75 a few times, but never
Broken it.
Never broken it. So
Okay.
maybe that's it. Maybe I'll find a course to 69.
Yeah.
Great.
Love it. I think dropping a couple of shots off is doable.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. Now start to ramp up that speed for me a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, Everdale played last 2 weeks ago. It was level par after 9.
Nice.
Great. And then just had it's just mud on the back line, got to me a little bit. I was like, that's 7 over the 2 doubles and a bogey here and there, but only because muddy and
Yeah.
as I sort of 2 ahead of myself, like, it's amazing, brilliant.
Level par through 9.
Happy with that.
Excitement through the roof. It is hard to score well in winter. It is hard.
Yeah.
It's good to play, but I wouldn't take it too seriously.
No, it's just getting out.
I know it's a bit right. It's a good move.
Yeah, felt really good. Yeah,
Really good move.
that's a bad way for me. Right.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Love it. Love it. Those numbers are quite good there, Simon.
Cool. No.
Quite good.
Is it the longer you go? I mean, 1.6 angle to the head, because I've gone longer in the club, and it's a little bit less lofted.
Yeah, longer in the club basically means that your arc gets wider, you're further away from the ball, harder to achieve downstrike, and obviously you don't want to hit too down the ball either.
Cool.
Downstrike should always be linked to how fast someone can swing it.
Okay.
How far would you hit your 6 iron, roughly? 170?
Yeah.
So if that one was brand new and we hit that 160 carry, and literally train smoke straight, I would want you to be with your 6 iron 2 degrees down.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
If you hit your 6 iron 200, you'd be more like 4 or 5 down.
Okay.
But the more you hit down, the more you'll flatten the flight and the shorter your carry will be. So I think for you, a couple of degrees down is absolutely fine. Yeah, you're all good.
And of course, the ball's a little further forward, so it's difficult to get that. Well, if it's it makes no sense to the other way around. If it's further ahead, it'll hit further down. Confusing.
No, you're basically right. So the further forward it is, if you kept the same swing, same arc, it would reduce angle attack because you'd be hitting the ball closer to your low point.
Yes.
But a really good drill, if you're struggling with downstrike, is to play the ball up on your kind of left toe with the club in the middle of your stance and try to catch ball first, because the temptation is when the ball gets further up in your stance, you want to try and meet it rather than make the same swing.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, you'd hit more down because you would want to transfer more across and hit more down. But if you kept exactly the same swing and I got you to hit one with the ball in the middle, one with the ball further forward, you would reduce it. But the reaction is to want to hit more down. You can move more left.
When the ball comes straight back to it, I think
It's good. It is good. 1.5 down, great swing plane, dead neutral path, 166. I think a couple of shots off, being conservative, mate. I mean, it does depend on how you putt, chip, drive.
Putting's the best part of the game, thankfully.
Is it? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good.
That's a good fit. That's a good one.
Keep that going. So a little bit more disconnected.
Yeah, I felt totally and everything. Got too excited then, that's why I laughed.
Completed it.
Yeah, I'll take it. It just didn't feel like, I'll take it. Felt good.
Right at the top.
Felt good. Yeah, I went home after my last session. She said, how was it? Going to turn pro.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's all good.
It is nice when you get a couple of good feelings and you can just plow on them for 3 or 4 weeks.
Work away.
So I don't know, just have my feeling. Up slow. So that's it. Good. It's going to feel more external with the shoulder. Can you get your right elbow closer to your left? There you go. That's it. Yeah, good. So the closer this comes inwards, the more external you get with the shoulder. The more it comes outwards, the more you win the arm wrestle.
Okay.
The more internal that shoulder is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where you want to go. But it's trying to almost lose the arm wrestle as you get to the top of the swing. Yeah. Show me that again. Beautiful, beautiful. What's winning the arm wrestle? What would that feel like? So more old swing?
Feels like, ultimately,
Yeah.
you feel it miles away.
Beautiful.
Keep it in.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That's me.
You didn't catch it. That was a better move. That was a better move. So there, 2.8 down, so a nice downward angle attack.
Yeah.
Don't neutral face the path. So the move had the effect it wanted to,
Yeah.
but didn't touch it. That's one of those good swings but bad outcomes.
That's miss it. It's fine. It's
I mean, that's
check that up.
probably about 3 feet away, I think.
So take it. It just feels so much when you hit that sweet spot. It just jumps off the face rather than being collected.
Just pops.
Just feel that compression.
2.2 down. Good swing plane.
Lovely.
Fantastic. This is really good. Let's do 2-1 and we're going to get some drive. See where things go. But the move should really be the same, and this is how I want you to practice. Still do the bulk with the irons.
Yeah.
And then when you really get the sensation of the motion and mechanics of the irons, then start to build it across. But give yourself loads of time, like if you run on the range and you hit 50%, 9 irons, 50 balls, just drilling the movement.
Cool.
That's what it's there for. It's the time of year to do all that kind of stuff.
Good.
Still 2 degrees down, just left the face a touch open, but better.
Yeah, I felt like I could almost feel. I was like, didn't get round quick enough for us.
Exactly. Yeah. So when you go from not being able to move around yourself on the way down, you'll want to kind of almost come out of it a bit, like a bit here.
Yeah.
It'll want to just like this is better. Club's moving on a great plane on the way down. It's just giving yourself a freedom. I mean, you see this left shoulder still a little too up front.
Yeah.
If that left shoulder stays closed, the club will want to move 2 sideways, which will offer the face more open.
Straight push to the right.
Yeah, exactly, it's just a straight cushion. So when you get that elbow in the right spot, it's like, the next job would be to work on the turn. That will keep the club moving in the right angle, keep turning through the ball, and that was essentially rid that weakness of the right.
Lovely.
Very good. This is stage 2, if you like, Simon. This is stage 2. Good. Moving forwards. Wow.
That was, probably good. I felt I tried to not stay closed.
Yep. And the path was only 1 degree left. So mentally, however across the ball that fell, the path was still moving 1 degree outside and inside. 1 degree, it's nothing at all. Hey, I love it. I love it.
Didn't feel like I pressed enough, but I definitely felt like I managed to get round a bit better than that.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
That's fine too much.
Okay, don't worry.
Me trying to get around some quick right. Yeah. I don't think I feel like it. I look good. Hold the finish and let no one knows.
Those last two were a little bit more high left shoulder, sharp left shoulder.
Yeah.
But honestly, just little fear. If you go up to the top, if you show me that good backswing, that's the main job for today's hunt. So get that right elbow in the right spot. Good. Now turn your left hip, left shoulder out the way. Yeah, good. Keep on turning, keep on turning, keep on turning, keep on turning. Good. Yeah, exactly. That keeps the shaft moving on a constant plane.
Good.
Really degrees down. Well done. Well done. So, this is 1-4. A little bit away with the right elbow.
Yeah.
But you want to see that left shoulder come out of the way. Now gets the club back in front of you again.
Yeah.
Get way more open.
Yeah.
We just need to do a little bit more work on this bit next time.
Good.
But there's way more open than where you were.
Yeah.
So start stability, get that in the right spot, and everything can start to accelerate around. This left shoulder can work more behind. That keeps pulling the left arm, and that creates the sequence. Perfect. Brilliant. Let's just do a few minutes of driver.
Cool.
It will all be the same thing. The reason why we haven't really done loads of driver is when you go from a steep shaft to a shallow shaft, with a 9-iron where I'm getting you to do kind of softer swings to really learn it doesn't really, the club doesn't really feel as heavy on the way down, whereas when you amplify all the forces going into the shaft, the head will start to kick faster and heavier. So we need to input a kind of an equal and opposite force to overcome that, as opposed to let the club swing arms if we want to make sure we swing the club. Okay, that makes sense. So I would base the practice around lots of iron work, but apply the same theory to your driver swing. Okay? It will be very, very similar.
Still trying to keep that tucked in and.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's have a little look at the lungs. All yours. One, I think that's some left. Yeah, you can do the A. So path of 0, face apart 7 degrees shut.
Yeah.
So it's not over the top, it's just shut face.
Yeah.
Which for you,
Something like that.
that looks more tipped towards target. For me, that did. So with the driver, let's imagine it's that. Obviously, when the ball gets further forward in the stance, our temptation is to almost look at the ball with our chest.
Okay.
Yeah, rather than set some tilt. There, perfect. Now your job is to turn around that spine angle. You make a backswing. Make a backswing.
There.
Okay. So when you set it during the backswing, you can have the same sensation as the irons and rotate left during the downswing. But when you tip, so as you go this way, and then you turn up from there, so turn to the backswing. You can't hit a driver by turning through, because look how much more over the top that would feel. Yeah. Because you're good, you end up just re-tipping to the right, which helps the club path, but it doesn't help your ability to release the club at the right time. Yeah. So for this, if you practice the driver, just go help a leather on the backswing. And then apply the rest when you get that kind of spine angle more away from target. So
A little bit.
that's it. Yeah. So now your chest is behind the balls. Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Now show me a backswing. Just feel as if it goes more across.
It seems the longer the club would get, I tend to go.
Yeah.
Try not to do that. Try to stay in there.
There you go. There you'd be able to rotate left.
Cool.
Yeah. Just go slow. Good. Excellent. That was a better backswing. That's better backswing. Yeah, maybe still maybe a bit better.
Yeah,
That was a better swing at the top.
felt better though.
Seems a lot.
There, when I went down and even the front line,
Yeah,
I'm not ready for it yet.
This will be like the acid test, and I guess going from 7 to 5, the drive was such a huge benefit. If you can hit something 15, 20 yards longer than your 7 would, but keep it at play, it's suddenly going into green with 9 irons and 7 irons. That makes green rates easier to hit.
Yeah.
And that'll bring the whole scores down. So I've got my technique with the irons, but drive will be almost like the end goal or something to get better at. Because I want you to hit more of it, so make back some comment. Beautiful. See how you kept your chest behind my hand. I have my hand here, and rather than move towards it and hit it, you actually kept your chest more behind it.
No.
That's good. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Love it. You can do a little freezer and chip with a driver.
Chip.
Freezer. Good. Chip.
First straight of the day?
Yeah. Close. We'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it.
Yes, sir.
It's also, I guess, the temptation to, if it's going left and you are worried about coming over the top, it's the fact that actually it's not that you're coming over the top, it's that you're not turning. But we want to get you into a spot where the spine angle is so good that you can purely work on the rotation elements of the golf swing on the way down, and that actually makes you go less left.
Cool.
But when you stall out, the club head flips, like these are great. 0.4 of a degree path at a 5-degree shut face.
Yeah.
And if we can get you to a spot where you are able to rotate more freely during the downswing, it'll save the left miss drastically.
Basically, like this end, so the club's almost getting, I'm not turning quick enough, the club's getting ahead of me. And it's,
Yeah. So the force going through the club head is what unloads the lever system. And a lot of people will try to almost, throw the club at the ball, but at a certain point, as the left shoulder works around, the handle will start to come up and around, in which case, I guess the centrifugal force in the head will just kind of unload itself, but there's no need to try to scoop it, flip it.
Yeah.
At some point, it will get so heavy that it will just unload on its own accord. But people tend to think they have to throw the club at the ball and that kind of sensation, which is not always necessary. Good swing. Well done. Well done.
yeah. That's better.
Excellent. That's better. One more, mate, and then you're good.
Lovely.
All makes sense?
Yes, yes, very much so.
I'll send over your little summary.
Cool.
Brilliant. Come on, draw back. Like a good swing.
Bit toe should come back.
To be honest,
I think that's a gear effect on the
a little
close to
bit.
the track.
A little bit.
Yeah, there.
I think we'll still be happy with that result.
230.
230 carry, 250 total.
Fine.
That's the job.
Lovely.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, well done. Yes, thank you.
Well done, mate. Really nice. The main points are driver needs a little bit of work with the spine tilt to maintain that. So same drills we did last time with the driver, just working them a little bit more. But the irons, understand that the arm can fold and the shoulder can externally rotate, but we don't need to almost retract the arm behind us as aggressively and lift it. So it starts to feel way more connected, as if the arm is folding and the shoulder turning, which just means that through strike you can just start to link it all up, start to feel much more rotary, rather than getting stuck, having to reattach, not turning. Good. It'll feel a bit more powerful in the long run.
Yeah, no,
In the long run.
especially when you catch it right, it's like, yeah, it works.
Yeah. Excellent.
Lovely, you're busy there.
Hey Simon, thanks again for your time today, mate. It was good to catch up, and brilliant to hear that you have seen some progress over the last few weeks. Just going to run through very quickly the couple of setup changes we've made. So very, very simple, just standing a little bit further away from the ball. So if we had a plumb line through the back of the trail arm, it would fall through the front of the kneecaps and the base of the laces, whereas you're standing up a little bit more upright here, creating a little bit of a plumb line which is too deep. Okay, so we see it run through the middle of the foot rather than base of the laces, and fall through and dissect the kneecaps rather than fall in front. So very, very simple, but allows the space. Mainly because the changes you're going to make now are going to be working towards shallowing the club shaft. When the shaft gets a little bit longer, it can start to play. Sorry, when the shaft gets a little bit shallower, gave a clue away, it can start to play a little bit longer. There you go, it's been a busy day. So we just need to make sure our setup is, and our anchor point therefore, is a little bit more consistent and conducive to shallowing the shaft. On the left, as we work up, we can see that the hip is turning more so than it was last time, but we can see that trail arm retracting too far behind you. So the elbow, rather than fold and rotate, it starts to pull behind, and that starts to cause some lift in the arms and a club shaft that gets across the line at the top of the swing. So we would need a little bit more rotation lower down and a better mechanics of the trail arm. On the right hand side, a little bit further away as we can see, and we already see the arm starting to fold better. So as we get to P3, the forearms are more level as opposed to your right arm being above your lead arm. Okay, so you see how the forearms are more level on this right hand side versus the right arm being more above your left arm on this lead side. So as that works up, we can see how again the trail arm and lead arm are of a similar height, as opposed to seeing the trail arm much more above the lead arm. Okay, this completely changes the weight of the club head. So now we can see the weight of the club head more behind the hands rather than the weight of the club head more in front of the hands. So it's much easier now to feel this kind of angular force as you rotate and as you work this left side out the way, and we can go through here and here. The handle therefore will work more out and down as opposed to straight downwards. And this effectively allows the club shaft to fall in a much more consistent plane line as opposed to fluctuating to steep and then shallow and therefore standing up. So it's a much more effective and repeatable way to deliver the club. So huge, huge changes. The key part is when you get in this backswing, you can feel the left shoulder pull out the way, feel the left hip pull out the way, and the handle work towards the ball. And that will just pull this club along a very, very consistent plane. You just need to keep turning to match it all up. Okay, hope that makes sense. Looking forward to hearing the next update, and I will speak to you very soon. Cheers, Simon. Bye.